Alright, hello everyone. Hi, how are you guys doing today? Welcome back to another reaction episode to Buffy, the Vampire Slayer. This is live. My name is Matt. Hello. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a little ill and I don't have a lot of time. So let's just go. Last time Willow came back, she has been successfully reintegrated into the group after feeling a lot of anxiety over the fact that maybe her friends wouldn't accept her again after what she had done, but everything is okay. After a lot of shenanigans, everything is okay. It was kind of a cute episode. I talked about how it felt like that episode was kind of started to feel more like we have a normal status quo again after like 2 or 3 seasons of like not having that. So that's interesting because now that we're back to the high school, that's kind of what it feels like. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, I think we can start. Patreon, check out the Patreon, look at the description below. Social media pop up on the screen. You can support the channel, watch the next couple episodes, as well as Angel watch alongs. All right, let's start. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Season 7, Episode 4. Let's go. Are we gonna deal with the actual school this episode? Well, that's that body. Have we had like every episode starting with like seeing a glimpse into someone else who then gets killed or something and then Buffy wakes up? It has happened like at least twice. Okay, we're just chilling in coffins. What are we doing? Like, what's the actual investigation here?
Since when did we go to all this trouble for one lousy vampire?
Oh, Dawn's here. Cool.
I know it's my job.
I'm sorry. I want to help. I guess I've been a bit stressed out lately. I'm sorry I took it out on you.
No, Pig. I'm kind of stressed myself. There's Willow. There's the looming humongo bed. And it's a school night. Check out perfect me. Taking my sister on an educational outing to the dead body.
Amateur opinion here, but she looks dead. I mean, like natural causes dead.
The paper said she had unusual cuts and contusions on her neck.
Maybe she cut herself shaving and then died naturally of embarrassment.
A little bit of respect for this old woman.
Peaceful.
I am not peaceful.
Okay.
I always thought closed caskets were more tasteful anyway.
The more people are gonna come in tomorrow, they're gonna be like, all right, time for the funeral. Whoop. That's a pile of ashes. Okay. Buffy has a desk job. This is a new one.
Hello?
Come in.
Mr. Miller sent me here.
Do you know why?
Maybe because this guy was picking on me.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you.
Okay, that's fine.
You know, I hate to miss bio, but I thought it was best I come speak with you.
So what's on your mind? Are you worried about school? Friends? Girls? Your parents?
Yeah, that's it, my parents.
You know, it's awful being teased. But the thing is, you know, with bullies like this, they're really just...
Insecure? I'm really tired of everyone being so insecure.
Okay, how is this going? It seems okay so far.
Divorce is terrible.
Yeah, my parents are happily married. It's hard.
Mm.
Yeah, I feel left out.
Okay.
but I'm also concerned about girls.
He's just pulling out whatever out of his asshole.
Bored.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get back to bio.
I mean, that's
You
still
have to stick up for yourself a minute.
still a good
You have
job.
to show this bully that you're not going to take any more of his shit guff. Any guff.
Because that's what I did. I jumped him in the parking lot, and I slammed his stupid-ass insecure face right into the pavement. I guess that's another reason Mr. Miller wanted me to see you. Do you think I should pound on him some more?
I bet she's giving them great advice.
Absolutely. Those kids are lucky to have Buffy looking out for them. I just wish she believed it. She's still stressing over the whole dropped out of college, not actually qualified thing. Plus this elevated
Understandable.
hellmouth underneath her feet and the whole...
Very
Beneath
understandable.
you it devours. It's not the friendliest jingle, is it? Body
From
good.
beneath you it devours.
It's gonna be bad.
Interesting.
And I wonder, will I be able to help?
You're also doing the insecurity thing.
I don't know what I can do.
We're all insecure.
And frankly, I'm scared of what I might do. Xander, being back here, I don't know.
It'll take time.
Where are we
Sure
walking?
you ready for this?
Tara's grave. I knew it.
Hey. That's me.
scared. I don't want to be left all alone. My brother's joining up with the Marines. You know, if he knew I was making a fool of myself, he'd smack me in my head.
Sounds like your brother's pretty tough.
Yeah, he's a man. I'm just all messed up right now.
You are not messed up.
What if he doesn't come back? What if he gets blown up?
Have you talked to him?
No. No, I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to him.
Okay, so Josh, what's on your mind?
I'm worried that I'm gay.
Okay, I think it's great that you would come and talk to me about this. And there is nothing shameful about being gay. Nothing.
I'm not positive, so I was thinking that why don't you go on a date with me so I can be sure?
Okay. Oh my god.
It sounds like it's difficult for you. Maybe your sister makes it hard for you to establish your own identity.
Yeah, and she borrows my clothes without asking.
I understand.
I was like, who's she talking to? This sounds a little
So you're
familiar.
not doing your homework?
I guess not. It all just seems kind of whatever.
Love the dyed strands of purple she has.
But if you just get through
Cool.
it, then you can go to college or anything you want.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna do all that stuff. It's just that I'm not graduating from high school.
Why not?
I really like that shirt. Where'd you get it?
Cassie, don't change the subject. Why won't you graduate?
Does she have a condition?
Because next Friday I'm gonna die.
Or something worse? Like suicide, for example.
Oh, I'm not gonna commit suicide. If
Okay.
That's what you're saying.
Better. She's just gonna be killed by a demon, like everyone else.
Are you saying that someone's going to hurt you? Has someone threatened you?
No, some things I just know. I don't know how. I just do. Like I know there will be coins, lots of coins.
She's an oracle of some sort.
And I know that you'll.
We've
go
had a couple of
someplace
those.
Dark underground.
Coins placed on the. I should be writing this down.
Cassie, I don't understand what you're saying.
I gotta go. I really do like that shirt. You should put a sweater on so it doesn't get stained. I gotta go.
Cassie, wait, please.
I gotta go.
What am I supposed to do?
Well, you did what you were supposed to do. You reported the situation to me. When I was in high school, I had a thing with this guy, right? I kept telling everyone I was gonna bust his ass. Talk like that is taken pretty seriously where I come from.
The hood?
Beverly Hills.
Girl, just.
Which is a hood. Listen, the point is I was talking big because I was scared. Most of the time, that's what it is when these students act out. We can't know what's gonna happen and we can't search their brains. We just do what we can.
It's not enough. I need to do something, okay? I have to make this better. Oh!
Stained it. I was watching out for that after she said that.
I have a job for you.
Don't you have a history test to study for?
Oh my god. Secret Agent Dawn befriend the weird Oracle girl?
So I was thinking, maybe we should go to that dance after all.
What do you mean, after all? I told you I don't want to go. It'd probably be lame anyways.
Well, yeah, but lame is funny.
Hey, I'm John Summers. I forgot if we had an assignment last week. I spaced.
Hey, Dawn. Yeah, you know, we did have an assignment, but I didn't write it down. Something to do with glazes.
Better actually go study.
Fully interrupted this conversation in an
Bye,
awkward
bye.
way, but.
Hi. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, don't worry about it. Nice meeting you, though. Cass, I'll see you later.
Yeah. Hey, Mike, you're gonna get a B.
Oh, A+, baby, A+.
Summers.
Yeah, she put it
Are
together.
you the counselor's little sister?
No.
Nobody should know that.
I actually just saw her this morning.
Oh, really? What about?
I want to talk about it. I'm gonna die, so.
Cassie's records all show the same thing. Good grades, good kid, and all of a sudden, not so good grades, absenteeism, comments about apathy and depression. If she did have some sort of psychic vision, that would explain it.
Do you really think this girl is some kind of precog?
I don't know.
We've seen weirder shit. Precog is like number 4 or 5 times we've seen it, including Buffy herself.
Maybe you're trying so hard to help that you're seeing paranormal when there's just normal.
We live in the mouth of hell. We are in the lookout for anything. It could be, but every time I thought that it could just be normal, it wasn't.
Have you Googled her yet?
Willow, she's 17.
It's a search engine. Look.
Day
I,
and a half of researching and we
Could
finally
be
tried
wrong.
looking up her.
but I think I read one time that what Willow just said is actually the first instance of the word Google ever being used in media.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of teens post some pretty angsty poetry on the web.
That is an
Yeah, I
understatement.
Posted a melodramatic love poem or two back in the day.
Love poems?
I'm over you now, sweetie.
Mm.
Love poems.
Still a little bit of an ego boost, you know? Like, oh shit, you dedicated that amount of time towards me? That's kind of cool.
I got the perp fingered. I told you about Mike Helgenberg, right? The one that keeps asking her to the dance. I'm thinking that...
Hey, I got something. It's a lot of charges here.
Is that
Dad's
her,
drunk?
her dad?
We better find out. I have his address.
Donnie's maybe onto something. Why would that guy keep asking her? I mean, maybe they're just friends, but
Buffy the Vampire Slayer would break down this door.
And Buffy the counselor?
we're in season 7. We have a job now.
Mr. Newton, I work at your daughter's school.
So is she screwing up her grades again?
She's got some problems, but it's kind of you we wanted to talk about. We wanted to know if you still drink a lot. Frankly, we were worried that you might drink too much and hurt Cassie.
Straightforward.
That's all.
Oh, that's all. You just come in here in the middle of the night into my home and start accusing me of beating on my daughter?
We just want to make sure that
Well,
Cassie
that's a
isn't-
lie. Did Cassie's mother put you up to this? Because I pay my support. She just wants to take away the one weekend a month I get to be with my girl.
Which weekend is it?
This
I
Friday?
just had her last weekend.
Oh.
Look, I may not be the greatest dad in the world, but I don't beat up my daughter.
It's not him.
Okay. She was just
Thank
here
you
waiting.
for trying. I probably shouldn't have told you anything.
Are you talking about killing yourself?
No, of course not. You think I want this? You think I don't care? I want to graduate from high school, and I want to go to this stupid winter formal. I have this friend, and it would be fun to go with him. It's to dance and hear lame music, to wear a silly dress and laugh and stuff. I'd like to go. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to do. I'd love to backpack across the country, or, I don't know, fall in love. But I won't. I just never will.
You will. You have to tell us everything. Please help us.
I can't. I just know it's gonna happen. I don't know why and I don't know how, but something out there is gonna kill me.
It's gonna be fucking Mike. He's gonna be a weird cult member that it's like, well, if I can't have her, then that's my call. But okay, so she has some weird precognition abilities, it seems, but she doesn't actually know anything. She just gets a feeling.
Hey, how we doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you.
Oh, no, it's okay. I just didn't get much sleep last night.
It's been a long week, huh? No, thank God it's Friday. I can't believe I just said that. I'll see you later.
Is it Spike time? It's Spike time. Every episode we have Spike time at some point. Dude, wake up.
Spike, what are you doing?
Nothing. If I don't move, if I don't think, if I don't listen to the voices, then I won't hurt much.
I need to ask you something.
Don't.
There's a girl. She's in danger, and she needs your help. Now.
I can't hear you.
Is there something evil in the school? Down here, maybe.
We live in the Hellmouth, yes!
Yes, there's evil. Right here. I'm a bad man. William is a bad man. I hurt the girl.
Spike, stop it! What did you do?
I hurt you, Buffy. I am paying because I hurt the girl.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He wasn't referring to anyone else, it's just this.
Not me. Her name is Cassie Newton. Do you know anything specific?
Alright.
Don't let him hurt the girl.
Well, there's nothing in this one.
Every episode has Spike time. And every time it's like kind of at the same point of the episode where we're trying to figure something out and then we go to Spike as a last effort. And then it's just insane. And then we move on.
Let me cut to the chase. I hear you can't get a date for the winter formal.
All right, look, it's really no big deal. I have a friend that I really wanted to take. I don't know, I guess she doesn't see me that way. You're Dawn's sister, right? I was just thinking about her. Yeah, I was thinking if, Cassie won't budge, maybe I'll ask Dawn.
You aren't mad at Cassie?
Nah.
You're asking my sister to the dance? And she's your second choice?
Lots of coins. What did she say after lots of coins? You will go down, you will go under or something. You'll
Seems
go
like someone's
underground.
gonna find a coin collection, huh?
You wanted to see me?
I want you to tell me what this is.
I don't know. It's late. I'm gonna miss my bus.
I know it's late. That's why I don't have time to mess around. So you need to talk to me. Now.
Believe me, if I knew anything, I'd tell you. I just don't.
You know why I came back to Sunny?
He said that in a tone that felt like he's
To help.
hiding something.
I just want to make things better. Connect. And I'm going to connect with your face if you don't stop wasting my time and help me do my job.
Well, I guess this is goodbye.
No, I mean, let me walk you home.
Oh, don't worry about it. I'm going to my mom's. It's kind of far. Don, I know what's going on here.
Yeah, she's not stupid.
She told you
Like,
to pretend to be my friend?
Look, she was worried, and now I'm worried, and I wasn't pretending at all. I really wanted to be your friend.
You are my friend. Listen, Don, whatever happens now, it's not your fault, okay?
oh boy.
Summers, I was just wondering if anyone had asked you to winter for me.
No, not exactly.
Well, I was just doing a poll.
That guy is such an ass. Cassie?
I mean, only in Sunny though we have like these dumb frat boy teenagers who are also cultists
Then we begin.
doing weird demon shit.
Mandel, shut up. Keith, did you take care of the fire exits?
Yeah, anybody tries to bust in here is gonna get a nasty surprise.
Then
my
nobody
God.
is getting in.
This kind of takes me back. This does feel like Buffy season 2, Buffy season 3 shit.
And nobody is getting
We'll
out.
see too.
It's our sacrifice. Almighty Avilas, please accept our sacrifice. Please appear before us.
The thing is that I don't think we can stop this. We can stop them, but if she foresaw her death and she's always right, then
Okay, that?
okay. I was kind of hoping somebody would be hidden there.
Get back, you stupid.
Kick him in the dick.
Do you know how lame this is? Bored teenage boys trying to raise up a demon? Sorry it didn't show.
Spike!
Spike?
Need a help.
I'm tired. I'll take care of this.
Okay, she fights. Spike saves the girl. I mean, he can't fight humans. Well, he can, but he's gonna hurt.
Bad man.
I mean, he hates himself so much that he probably doesn't mind hurting. He's like, I deserve this. And then he doubles down on it. Oh shit, Spike has become Catholic. I'm still worried.
She'll tell you. Someday she'll tell you.
You okay?
Okay. Oh no. Making Spike feel even more insane with that prediction.
You can't be dead. Where are my infinite riches?
That's not the end. I'm thinking he bit him for a reason.
It's all okay now. I hope
I mean-
you're not too disappointed.
I knew it. I knew. Oh. Okay, okay.
See? You can make a difference.
Okay, that's the joke. Thank God. I was worried.
And you will.
Cassie? Cassie!
Uh,
Come on! Cassie!
like, literally, why though? Give me a reason. I was expecting her to die because she foresaw it. But why though?
She told me their family had a history of heart irregularities.
Okay, she just had a heart attack
She
and
never
died.
told Cassie.
And going through all the shit that she went through that night, then.
Then she was gonna die no matter what, wasn't she?
She just knew.
Okay,
She was special.
now we have to like literally decipher every single thing that Cassie said this episode because it's gonna come back.
You listened and you tried. She was my friend because of you. I guess sometimes you can't help.
So what then? What do you do when you know that? When you know that maybe you can't help?
This is like a soliloquy. And the thing is that just because like you help and it didn't work doesn't mean that it didn't matter, you know? And that's why I kind of really like this episode. I like that episode. That was a good one. Because what I said right there at the end of wondering, like, what do you do when your help is not enough? I like that because one of my favorite things in a story that I've encountered a couple of times, but it's one of the things that I keep thinking about And specifically, I'm talking about the end of Vento Audio, the final arc, which is kind of an epilogue. It's called Sleeping Slaves. I'm talking about JoJo again, but I'm just going to skip past that part. I'm just going to say, I love the idea of, Sanders said, so it was fate then. I think it was Sander, maybe it was Willow, that she died as if it was fated. And in some ways, like, yes, because the powers that be exist in this world, because Angel exists in this world. So, you know, whatever happens in Angel, we also have to deal with Buffy. And Buffy has also had a couple of moments of like, hey, you know, we can see what's going to happen. Like, it's kind of set in stone. It's like a book in that way. It's already written what's going to be. So then you start going into this area of, if we're exploring the fact that things are predetermined, then why does anything matter? And the answer is because it does. You know, things matter. Like, just because something's gonna end, just because something's gonna go bad, just because something's not gonna work, doesn't actually mean that you should just stop caring or stop doing it, because it matters. Like I really like what Dawn said there at the end. Dawn said a lot of things there. I like that a lot. But I like that she said, you know, like, you tried. She didn't die because of you. Like, I met her because of you. She was my friend because of you. I like that a lot, because that is actually putting the focus on the fact that if Buffy hadn't tried to stop it from happening, then we wouldn't have spent this entire episode with Casey. And if we hadn't spent this entire episode with Casey, then we wouldn't have enjoyed Casey's company. And mostly Dawn, because Dawn got to be her friend. And there was that conversation that they had where Dawn was like, you know, like, yeah, I'm sorry, but like, yes, my sister did put me up to this. And Casey was like, I'm not stupid, I know that. But then Dawn is also like, but like, she's worried and I'm worried too. Like, I actually wanted to be your friend, you're cool. And then Casey's like, you are my friend. You know, like it doesn't matter what was the reason why we met. We are hanging out. We have been hanging out for this whole week or whatever, and it was fun. So it is this thing of, like, even if Casey died at the end, the entire journey that we had in this episode and everything that we felt during this episode still matter. It was real and it mattered. And that's good. That's really good. That's one of the things that I like a lot in stories. And I think the reason why I really like that, like as a concept, why I personally really like it, is because it puts the focus on actually caring about what's happening in front of you. You know, actually caring about things. And that's like the point. Because like, we live in an era in which like you can go and read whatever the amount of wiki you want. You know, you can go into a wiki and just read the full synopsis for a movie and then never actually watch the movie and then say like, well, I know everything, whatever. And it's like, that doesn't account for the actual feelings that it's supposed to elicit in you. That doesn't account for the amount of like investment and care that you put into the moment to moment. That is something that I always focus on. That is something that I always like put a lot of appreciation in. And whenever there is kind of a pull to tell me that you shouldn't care about that, you should only care about the result, I go, fuck that. I am the kind of person that I actually just sit down and I put a lot of thought and care into every aspect of my life, which is why it's kind of difficult to handle it, because it's like too much. But I do try. I try my best. And that's because I care. I kind of vaguely mentioned this before in a different episode. I think it was in reference to Willow, but I was at some point in my life a person who like didn't really care a lot about a lot of things. And comparing that versus this, I much prefer this. I much prefer actually putting the time and effort into trying to understand and care about everything. And that's why this story with Casey is also super cool for me, because I like a story in which like, yeah, she dies and we know from the beginning that she's gonna die. Because like, maybe if you're watching this episode and I mean, you're a different person, you're watching this episode and you're thinking to yourself like, oh, we're gonna save Casey. I thought that could happen, but my default assumption was that she was gonna die. Because the character of Casey, to me, like, we see her and is her name Casey or Cassie, by the way? Sorry, like, I should check. Okay, I looked it up. It's Cassie. I thought about it, and I was like, I think I read Cassie. Which in my head, I actually never considered the difference between pronunciation of both names. English is not my first language, but whatever. Cassie. I should at least respect her name. She's dead, and she was an awesome character. But I assume if you're a different person than me watching this episode, you might think to yourself, like, oh, the gang's gonna save her. But in my head, I was like, she's gonna die. Because the character of Cassie, she's an oracle. She knows what's gonna happen. She's read the script. She knows what's coming. And she says it. She said all of it. Everything that she said turned true enough for you to know that she spoke only the truth. And also enough for you to zero into everything that she said looking into the future because it's gonna matter later. Like what she said to Spike, for example. But that means that if I do that, I also have to believe that she's gonna die by the end of this episode, which is exactly what I thought. I thought this is gonna be a really sad episode about this girl dying, and she's gonna die, and it's gonna suck. And the moment that it became so clear to me was that scene when Buffy and Xander went to her dad's house. And she was there, and she went on this, like, again, like a soliloquy almost. She started just talking about, like, I don't want to die. Like, I have so many things I wish I could live for, that I could like be here for. I want to grow up. I want to grow old. I want to go out with this guy that I like. Like, she started going on about all of the things that she wanted to live for. And it was the thing of, like, a lot of people, including our main cast, like, they looked at her, like, poetry online and shit, and everybody was just like, oh, she's suicidal. And the reason why she was kidnapped is because they were like, oh, she's suicidal. But, like, she's not, though. Like, she actually has so much that she wants to live for. She has so much lust for life. And it's tragic how it is cut short. And in that moment in which she's listing all of the things that she wants to do, I was like, she's dead. There's no way this girl survives. Like, and it's gonna suck. And it's gonna make me feel like shit. And it did. It was very sad. But doing so actually allowed me to really appreciate, like, and I have to say the way this episode is written is also amazing. At the end, specifically with what Dawn is saying, of like, she was my friend because of you. It really focuses on, she died, but that doesn't mean that this was worthless. You know? We failed in our mission, but like, I mean, it's not that who cares, but it's like, it's not that it didn't have any meaning. And that's what matters, is that we knew Cassie. That we were friends with Cassie. I really like that Cassie was also like, oh, I met your sister earlier. She was very nice. Like she actually really enjoyed talking to Buffy. Buffy was very good to her. Dawn was very good to her. Like, it really did feel like what happens to this character is a tragedy, but it's a tragedy that we all know it's going to happen. And then when it happens, Buffy is left wondering herself, like, you know, what if help is not enough? And then the answer is like, well, sometimes it just isn't. Like, I'm sorry, but sometimes you're not going to succeed. That doesn't mean that it was for nothing. That doesn't mean that it was meaningless. Cassie had a lovely last week on this earth because she had great friends and people that care for her. And we all knew her and we all became her friends. And that was good. And like, we wouldn't be hurting so bad about her loss if we hadn't spent this entire past week obsessing over this girl because we cared, right? And that's a good thing. I like that a lot. More of a heavy episode, but I like it. This felt a lot early in the episode. It felt a lot like a season 2 episode. And even the idea of like, oh, we have a bunch of like dumb high school frat boys wanting to sacrifice a girl for a demon or whatever. That's very like season 2 Buffy storyline. But this storyline of, you know, ends in tragedy. It's about this girl, and we are left to wonder, like, what do we do with ourselves? Did it matter? And the answer said it did, because how could it not matter? We knew her. Like, she was a person that we got to get close to. We got to know, we got to understand. She bare her heart out for us. In that scene in front of her dad's house, that was meaningful. We read all of her poetry. We got to get a view into what kind of person she is, what she was all about. And that matters. That's a good thing, isn't it? So how could it not matter? So at the end, we are left with this feeling of like almost despair over like we didn't do enough. But like we did everything we could have possibly done. Sometimes it's out of our hands. And guess what? In those moments, you have to be able to look at what you just went through and realize that like, oh, there is a lot here that I didn't appreciate in the moment maybe, but now I have to because it's all I have left. And it's not just that, but it's meaningful by itself because you shared, it doesn't matter what amount of time, but it was a meaningful time with another human being. Like, what else do you want? That's extremely meaningful. And I think that's what the episode kind of zeroed on. And I liked it a lot. I really did. I also like Dawn in this episode a lot. I feel like Dawn doesn't do a lot in a lot of episodes, but she was very good in this one. And I especially like what she said at the end. Kind of reassuring Buffy almost. I like this. This is good. The character of Cassie, like, I am sad she's dead. Not just because it would have been great for her to survive, but also I think she was an awesome character. I would have loved to see more of her. But I also feel like she needed to die this episode. Like, that's kind of what she's made for. Whoever the actress is for Cassie, she did an amazing fucking job. She constantly has this expression of like, I'm gonna die. Like, I am enjoying my last week on this earth, but I know it's coming. And like, I've accepted it. I've kind of made peace with it, but it doesn't make it any better. Like, she still has all these things that she wishes she could live for, but she knows she's not gonna. Like, it really has this like vibe of like somebody who's like, it wouldn't surprise me if this was written by someone who had experiences of like, I have someone who has like some kind of terminal illness that there's nothing to be done about, and we're just kind of waiting for it to end. Like, that kind of stuff wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. If that's the case, let me know. But yeah, I like this episode. This feels like a better version of a season 2 episode. Like, a lot of points of this episode feels like a season 2 episode of like, you know, there's some weird guys at the high school up to some demon summoning shit, but that wasn't the focus of the episode. The focus of the episode was actually this girl and just dealing with mortality in life. And at what point does that have any meaning? And the answer is always. But it's this thing of like, we didn't really think about that. We thought we were gonna save her, and then he didn't. But hey, she got to be our friend, and isn't that a great thing, you know? So yeah, I like that episode a lot. Again, like, it feels like the outlines of a season 2 episode, but with like the amount of expertise that came with doing season 5 and 6. Just like, we spent a lot of time going into these stories of, you know, the reality of things a lot. And it wasn't so much like coming of age and growing up as much as it is just like, things hurt. Things are difficult. And how do you deal with that? How do you cope? And it's like, well, here's another one. And this one hurts. And I like it. I like it a lot. It's an episodic one-off, but for what it was, I enjoyed it a lot. Okay, so that's the story of Cassie. What else happened in this episode? We got to see Buffy being a counselor. That was nice. She was helping some people out. I like the guy that came in and he didn't want to talk. And Buffy was like, okay. She didn't pressure him. She was just like, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait until you feel comfortable enough to tell me. And the guy eventually felt comfortable enough to tell her, because like he got the idea of like, she's not here to force me. She's not here to like command me, put some kind of like weird power dynamic or pressure or anything into me. She's actually just understanding. And if she's an understanding person, maybe she's going to hear me out on what I have to say. And he started opening a little bit. He was like, my brother's going on service and I'm afraid something's going to happen to him. And what do we do about that? And then he was like, I don't want to tell him. I don't want to tell him. And it's this thing of like, I like how messy that is, because there's so many elements at play there of like, yes, it would be good if you could talk to your brother about how you feel and express your fear to him. I mean, something could be done there, but at the end of the day, if your brother's just in the military and is going in service, then like, there's not much you can do there. And I don't know how much is there for your brother to be doing there. Because then it's up to like the military, and then it's up to the government. Then it's like, it's so many like different like levels of like completely out of my hands that makes the situation so complicated, and it's like kind of impossible to fix in any way. Like, the best thing you can do is to tell him that to talk to his brother, but then he's like, I don't want to tell him, and it's like, well, I don't know what to do there. Because like, yes, your brother could go and like, oh god, this is like 2003 as well, right? Tara died in 2002, so this is 2003. So this is like peak Bush is sending a bunch of people to die in Iraq or whatever, or like killing people in Iraq. To be clear, let's be completely honest. Sorry, I don't have too much of a grasp on my U.S. history because fuck the United States of America, but the Iraq War began in March 20th, 2003. Maybe that scene with that guy was kind of included into this episode as kind of like the smallest piece of commentary on the state of affairs for the United States of America at the time, because from what I understand, from what I know, and again, I need to clarify this because you guys don't know this a lot of the times. If you are a casual viewer, you don't know, and that's okay. I'm not American. I'm Argentinian. And something that happens a lot with Americans is that Americans kind of live in their own pocket universe in which they don't see themselves as the center of the universe, but they don't question it. So whenever somebody like me says, oh, I don't know exactly how this goes, or this specific thing about that is very clear to Americans, people go like, hold on a second, how do you not know that? There's a case, there's one instance that I'm thinking to is that there was that episode in season 6 called Tabula Rasa, and I think I made an offhand comment of like, I know I heard it before, but I didn't know what it was. So I looked it up and it was like, oh, blank slate. And I'm like, oh, that's fitting. And I think I remember reading a comment that was like, really, you don't know what that is? I remember when like I went to school, like they will always teach us like what that was. So like I'm really starting to worry about like the way the education system is going nowadays, or something like that. And I was like, first of all, English is not my first language. Second, I'm not American. Third, I dropped out of high school. Like, there are so many layers of like, you're assuming so many things about my person that don't apply, right? And it's just like, I don't want to be mean to that person because I actually don't think it's fitting. But it's one of those things where like, I think that a lot of us don't really question our immediate environments and what we know and what we grew up around and how it might differ from the rest of the world. So that's one thing to keep in mind into what I'm about to say. Because I remember listening to a podcast last year, a podcast episode that I enjoyed from the channel Range Touch. You should check them out. They do podcasts. They have a YouTube channel where they do some stuff as well. And they do a lot of like literary analysis on a lot of things. They have an ongoing series about Stephen King books, and they're very good and they're very cool. I like them a lot. But one of the hosts talks about how he remember that in the early 2000s, he remembers how he would be like at school or something, and how they would grab all the kids and they would be like, hey kids, come, let's go watch our troops like get the bad guys or whatever. And they would just like go and watch like TV and see like live footage of like civilians in Iraq getting bombed and killed. And they would cheer for that. And it's this kind of shit of like, when I heard that shot right into my brain, and I was like, that made it such a clear like image of like, I don't think I could ever 100% like understand like a US American person because we just don't have the same experiences. To a point in which like, even if you think that is like the most horrific shit in the world, because it is, it's one of those things where like you had an experience as like a kid, as a teenager in this specific era in which a lot of crazy shit happened that was kind of weirdly normal for you. And I don't get what that is like, because like I wasn't having like all of these powers, the government and every adult in my life telling me like, yes, it's good to commit genocide because they deserve them, like whatever. Like it's one of those things where like I don't get that. That is so alien to me. But it's something that a lot of you probably lived through. So to circle back to this episode for a second, finally bringing it back around, but like when that guy has this conversation with Buffy, it almost feels to me like this is maybe the way that the show felt like it was the only thing they could like say to maybe make a kind of a statement without actually making a statement. Because if something that I understand about the way that the public consciousness, the culture of the United States of America in the early 2000s, post 9/11, is that everybody told you that you had to hate every Middle Eastern person. Like everybody deserved that. Fuck them for what they did to our proud Americans that died in 9/11. Like the amount of retaliatory devastation that the United States of America has caused to the world as a result of that, and it still lingers, is massive. And it's one of those things where like when it is happening, like this is actually something that's fascinating to me, because it's like if you are running a show in 2003 and this is happening around you, what do you do with that? And it's like, well, the safe thing would be to just completely play it safe. Do not say anything whatsoever. The worst thing you could do is to possibly just say like, yes, we need to go get the Middle Eastern terrorists, you know, like you make 24. Right? Like the peak 9/11 show. But then there's another thing of like, if you wanted to say, hey, I'm not cool with this is bad, how do you go about it? Because you couldn't. if I understand correctly, the way that the culture was in post 9/11 United States of America is that you couldn't say those things. You would immediately be labeled like a traitor for saying something like, hey, we shouldn't be killing those civilians. It's like, fuck you. So if that's the case, then I am imagining that a scene like this is probably the closest you could get to saying something like, I am not cool with this war. Because it's basically taking the angle, and it's not the most important angle, but it is an angle of my brother is going to the war. I have a family member who's going to the war, and I'm afraid what's going to happen to him. And that really messes with me. And I think that this is the safest possible thing you could possibly do to say, I'm not cool with this war, because it's actually putting the focus on how war kind of destroys our own people in our own country, because we're going to go and get ourselves killed in foreign land. And ultimately, the families of those people who die are the people who are going to suffer the most. And why are we even doing that? For oil. Really, that's really the answer. For oil. They could get away with it. They could get away with stealing a bunch of oil because now they feel justified in killing a bunch of people because of 9/11. So 2 birds in one stone and all that. God, I can just imagine how I'm envisioning. There's like the peaks on YouTube videos that it's like the most replayed moment. I can just see how this part of the video just falls off. It's just a flat line of nothing. But I think that the reason why I'm kind of fascinated by this is because I'm thinking about like, if you really wanted to say, I have to say something about like this war being bad, but I would get killed for saying that. Like, how do I go about saying it? It would be something like this, I suppose. It would be the safest possible thing of like, my brother might die in the war and I'm afraid that might happen. And it's just like a teenager at a school. And it's just like, yeah, like that sucks. It doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't have much substance or weight to it. And that is definitely not the number one concern you should have, because the number one concern you should have about the war is all those people that you're killing, which, like, as I speak, it's not done. It came back with a vengeance. Shout out to Palestine. But yeah, I'm thinking, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if that scene was there just to be like, we really wanted to say a lot of stuff and we couldn't. And this is the best we could do. That wouldn't surprise me at all. Like, we want to say something in our art, in the episode we're making about this is bad. And we want to tell people that this is bad, but we can't. And that actually is making me think about like, how does the story of Cassie actually fit into that era of culture? Because it's this idea of like, hey, I'm gonna die soon. I'm gonna die at this specific date, and there's nothing I can do about it. And I wish, honestly, like now I'm drawing lines. Now I'm like, oh, this entire episode might have been like maybe not an allegory, but like, this is the state of mind of what we're considering at the moment of like, let's say you're drafted to go fucking die for your country in order to get oil or whatever, as it is what's happening in 2003. But let's say that that's what's going on with you. You might be in a similar situation to Cassie of like, I know it's going to happen and I don't want it to. I'm scared. I want to have a life. I want to do all these things, but I can't because they're going to call me to go and die for oil next Friday, you know? Okay. That works, actually. So that might have been something that was in the consciousness of whoever came up with this episode idea. Okay, to bring it back to Buffy for like a minute before I close off the video, because I think I'm out of stuff to say. I'm just talking about post 9/11 the United States of America here. Willow went to Tara's grave. It was good to have that scene. There's not a lot to say about it. Willow put some stones on it. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's something that I should know, and I don't. I'll think about it. And then I guess it's Cassie and what Cassie said. There's so many things that Cassie said. I almost want to ask people to like write a compilation of things that Cassie said so I could like read them, because I don't want to skim through the episode. But if you wrote those things down, it would be obvious that those things would come back. The last thing that she says to Buffy is, okay, Buffy says, you can make a difference. And then Cassie says to her, and you will. Interesting. Because again, that is also in the venue of, even if you think that you can succeed, that you're not going to succeed, you still make a difference. It still matters. Okay, we should keep that in mind. When Buffy dies again at the end of the season, everything that she does will still have meaning. The thing that she said to Spike is the one that is like, holy shit. She gets immediately rescued by Spike and she just turns to him and says, she'll tell you. Someday she'll tell you. Immediately, what we are meant to I mean, what I would take from that, and I'm assuming most people would, is that she is referring to Buffy at some point saying that she loves Spike. That is the assumption that I would make hearing that. And I feel like the only way it's not that is if it's the kind of Buffy move of like, you think we're doing something and instead we're doing something different. You know, that kind of switcheroo, which I think would kind of suck. I think that would kind of undermine what Cassie is as a character. I think that Cassie saying that, it's the only thing that both us and Spike could possibly assume, is that at some point Buffy's going to tell Spike that she loves him. I don't know if she's going to mean it. Maybe she's going to tell him that she cares about him. Or maybe it's going to be something else, not just love. It's something else that Spike would need to hear from Buffy that's not I love you. Something else that would actually be better. I forgive you. That would probably hit him harder. After what he did previous season and seeing the state that he is in now, if she told him that, that would break Spike's brain again, more than it already is. Do I want her to say that? I don't know. I would have to keep watching the show. Like, if she does say that, it would have to be through after like a journey before we get to that point. And if it happens, then I would have to watch that journey. But right now, I don't know if I'm there, but that could happen. She could say, I love you. If she says something else, it would be like, I forgive you. I don't know what else she could possibly say. So those are my two picks right now. Yeah, that's something to keep in mind for Spike for later. Spike it's in such an interesting situation right now because like Spike is just crazy right now. And every episode, he's just crazy in the background. Episode 2, we center a lot in him, like we focus a lot on whatever Spike was going on about, and that was cool. I liked that a lot. But episode 1, he was just crazy in the background. Episode 3, he's just crazy in the background. Episode 4, he's just crazy in the background. And he's not just crazy in the background. It feels like, this used to happen before, but it feels like Spike is now once again in the role of like James Masters has to earn his paycheck. So he just shows up for a scene or two, and that's it. Because like we're having a storyline that has nothing to do with Spike. Like we're trying to figure out what's going on with this girl, and then eventually we run into a dead end, and then Buffy is just like knocking at Spike's door, and it's just like, Spike, what do you know? And that happens every fucking episode, and that used to happen a lot in the past. Of like we wouldn't have a Spike episode, and then Spike would just show up, like, and it always happens like halfway into the episode, like after we run into like the first wall of the investigation process, and then we just have a scene with Spike and he's like sassy or whatever. In this case, he's crazy and incredibly regretful, self-flagellant, actually just Catholic. Spike has become Catholic. I made that joke and I stand by it. Spike is just like, no, I hurt the girl. And like, something I noticed is that like he was punching the guy. He was punching the dumb school dude who was an asshole, who went away rich or whatever. Like he was punching him and then he was like, oh, like it hurts him. And then he punched him again, and then he kept doing this. And it's this thing of like, that's crazy because Spike feels bad over hurting people. We've seen that. He feels bad over hurting Buffy. He keeps saying that, but he's doing this to save a girl, which is a good thing, but he's hurting people in order to do that, which hurts his brain because of the chip, which is a bad thing. But then he doesn't care that it hurts him. He keeps going, which is actually different from the previous version of Spike, because the version of Spike we used to have, whenever he was hurting, he would be like, oh, I don't want to hurt. And then he would stop, right? Or he would actively go out of his way to not find himself in situations where he would get hurt because he didn't want that, right? Like he was like, oh, it's literally a headache for me. And I don't want to deal with that, right? Like he was somebody who would be like, I don't want to deal with whatever bullshit you put in front of me because it's too much of a problem. It's going to make me hurt. And I don't want to hurt, man. Like that's just annoying. So he would just not get involved. He's like, fuck it, I don't care. The only thing that would make him care would be like Buffy, right? Like that's the only thing. But that's the version of Spike we used to have. This version of Spike is interesting because he's punching him and he hurts, and then he doubles down on it, which, putting all of the pieces together in my head, I am creating this version of Spike, which is extremely Catholic, because he is hurting himself. He's in pain. And he maybe kind of likes it. he maybe kind of enjoys it because he feels like he deserves it. Because William is a bad man. That's what he said. Because William is a bad man, William has to hurt. William hurts is not a bad thing. So I am gonna actively just punch people and don't care about what happens to me, because whatever happens to me doesn't matter how much I hurt. I deserve that, which is a very interesting place for Spike to be at. And that is not something that's super new. We saw him burning at the cross. It's a small detail that I'm noticing in this like fight scene, and I'm pretty sure that was intentional. And I wonder if how many of you like maybe picked up on that, like watching this, because that is in my head. That is what I'm like thinking about, because it's like, it's true. Like if you actually care about yourself, you wouldn't want to hurt yourself. Right? Like you would be more careful, which is what Spike did in the past. He was like, he hurts me. Fuck it. I don't care. But this version of Spike, like actively just wants to hurt himself because it's what he deserves. And that is very interesting to me. It really is. When Buffy gets to meet him in this episode for the first time, he's like staring at nothing. He's not doing anything. He's just sitting there staring and like eyes wide open, 1,000-year stare. And it's like, what are you doing? And it's just like, I don't want to think. Like if I don't think, if I don't feel, if I'm just empty, it's better. Right? He's like, I have to trigger my ego death. I have to become Cars. Like I have to finish it. And it's just like, oh my god, this guy he's not doing okay. He really isn't. And we know that, but it's interesting the way that it's occurring, because it's kind of happening in the background, and it's fascinating. Okay, I think that's all I have to say on this episode. I like that. I really did. Sorry for that entire portion in the middle where I'm just talking about post 9/11 United States of America and how much it sucked. Sorry about that. But yeah, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So yeah, thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in. See you next time. Bye. But if you would like to watch the next couple episodes of Buffy, as well as Angel Watch-alongs and full-length reactions, you can do so over at the Patreon. Check out the link in the description below, social media, all sorts of cool stuff that I do. See you guys next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.